Captain, oh my captain. Arsenal, oh my Arsenal. We win. Let's go.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Napoli. Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to a live edition of the Highbury Squad. This was the test. This was the game. A London derby, a game to win and go into the top four, a match that we had to absolutely get 3 points from. The new darlings of the Premier League, West Ham, Declan Rice, David Moyes, Antonio. We bossed it. We smashed it. We dominated that game. And I don't want to hear any negativity tonight. Okay. I am euphoric. I am high on Arsenal life. And that game was absolute football gold. Welcome to a live edition of the Highbury Squad. Hit that like button if you enjoyed every single bit of that match. Yes, Lacazette missed a penalty, but my goodness, did he lead by example tonight? What an absolute baller he was. So many positives to take from this game. So many things that we can wax lyrical about. Everybody kept saying, you know, Arsenal have check marks. This is the test. This is the game. This is the test. This is the game. Well, you know what? This actually really was the game, and we won it and we bossed it. James, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the effing way. Absolutely. I'm not getting super psyched. I'm not getting super excited. I am just so happy that we beat a team that everyone has been raving about. Everyone has been talking about smashing it into the top four. Everyone has been lauding Declan Rice. We feared him yesterday. I feared this game yesterday. I called 3-1. Kev called 3-2. We believed that our team would win, and here we are. So I'm going to share some stuff with you that I'm sure some of you may have seen on Twitter. But this is the moment of our first goal. Super Kevin Campbell's covering the game. He's at the Emirates. He's there. He's seen it firsthand, and he sent me these videos. Here we go.
Yeah, Martinelli, get in there! Get in! Yes!
He always scares us with that energy, but it's a beautiful energy. Salute to you, squaddies. Good evening to all 225 of you in the house tonight. Love each and every one of you. Welcome to the Highbury Squad. I know I'm saluting you a little bit late, but forgive me for being so happy that our team has won a very, very important game. I can't wait to hear what the excuses are from any pundits or media. Oh, but you won because of, oh, but you won because they didn't. Oh, but you won. No, we bossed this match from the beginning to the very end. Yes, there were moments that, West Ham kind of started to impose themselves in this match. But I tell you something, this is without doubt for me. The second half performance against Southampton was beautiful, yes, but Southampton are no West Ham, and this is a team that everyone's been lauding, and we won. So let's get to some of your comments. Sophie, yes, Dick Tracy. Why not, hey? Rocky's pissed in a good way, I think. Hello to our Australian fans who are buzzing. Let us know where in the world you are. Demsek, no, stop. I'm not even going to rag on him, even though he was frustrating. We did boss it, Liz. Absolutely. Amira, well said. Can't wait to hear the pundits say Arsenal won because West Ham were poor. No, they lost because we bossed it. And our home record, you guys, is absolutely superb this season. Raid says, great game. We lack still confidence, composure, and clinical finishing, but the fighting spirit is there. The chemistry is there, and we play with the youngest team in the Premier League. Support the club, win or lose. Let me tell you something. Hey, Matty K, how you doing? Good to see everybody. Hello, Canada. Hello, Peru. Let me know where in the world you are celebrating this win tonight. No negativity tonight. No. We have enough of those days as Arsenal fans. On this show tonight, there will be no negative comments. I'm not even going to say that Xhaka played too slow. Whoops, did I just say that out loud? Yes. But no negativity. There is too much to be happy about. Jamaica, good evening to you. Singapore, good evening to you. Milton Keynes, I love it. Magic Mike is faster than Xhaka. This is absolutely true. Let's see where else in the world you guys are. Luxembourg, perennial winners of the Eurovision Song Contest back in the day. Good evening, Luxembourg, to you. The Gold Coast. Oh, now you're making me jealous. Absolutely beautiful. Good evening from Los Angeles. Good evening, Edmonton. Oh, good old North London. I love it. Kazakhstan. Hello, Azat. Welcome to the show. Suffolk in England. Kent. We have Scotland in the house. We've got the Cotswolds. What a beautiful part of the world. Spain, one of my favorite places in the world. My niece lives in Barcelona. The Amalfi Coast. Oh, my goodness. One of my most favorite vacations ever I've had was on the Amalfi Coast. Positano and Sorrento. Absolutely beautiful, Drake. The Maldives. Okay, now you're making me jealous. Stop the madness here. Algeria, good evening to you. 332 of you live in the house. No Laguna, it was a near perfect performance, best overall in years. Aggressive, clinical, energetic. Xhaka almost had a madness, but we steadied the ship. Well said. Good evening, New York, one of my favorite cities in the world. The Philippines, hello. Tel Aviv, good evening, Israel. Declan got his fried rice. Well said, Lone Star. Absolutely beautiful. Celebrating from Malawi in Southern Africa. Jamaica, Kevin would be loving that. Indian Gunners, we got Western Supermare. We used to go there as kids to Western Supermare. 3:37 a.m. Look at all of our international fans tuning in to watch our beloved club. Well done. Good night from India. God bless. Put your head on that pillow and sleep tight tonight. The Gunners got 3 points and we're in the top 4. North Korea, good evening to you. Welcome to the show. And thank you so much for joining us. That's amazing. Atlanta, Georgia, great place to make movies. Been there a lot. We've got, yes, absolutely. And by the way, don't forget arsenallosangeles.com. You can go there and you can donate $1 or $5. MK has very graciously given her O2 shirt signed by Ray Parler and Freddie Lundberg to help raise money for all of the victims of the tornado. We've got some very special gooners in that part of the world, whether it's Kentucky, Tennessee, a lot of different places, and we are here to help. So be sure to go to arsenallosangeles.com. Right. We got Egypt. We got Wakanda in the house, Mo. That is absolutely brilliant. Matty K's back in England, and I'm sure he's missing Huntington Beach big time. Swedish Guna, welcome. Pakistan, good evening. Welcome to you. Nigeria, South Africa, Bradford. I love you guys so much. Thanks for joining us. Galveston, Texas, Singapore at 6 a.m. right now. La Suède, Nepal. Beautiful. Look how many gooners from around the world, you guys. And all we've been wanting is for our team to show up, to be part of, you know, a competitiveness in the Premier League that we haven't seen before. Yes, we still have a long way to go. Yes, we still have mountains to climb. Yes, we still have to build our consistency. But this game today was absolutely massive. Massive against a West Ham team that have impressed across the board in all competitions, whether it's the Premier League, the Europa League, the League Cup, the FA Cup. They have been absolutely brilliant in the last 15 months. And Arsenal Football Club, may I say this out loud, schooled them today. So we're going to get to our player ratings in just a second. We've got Cornwall, we've got Norway, we've got Doncaster, we got good old-fashioned Essex in the house. We got Indonesia, Austin, Texas, New Zealand. Harvey called the score 2-0. Well done to you. And Taiwan. Brilliant stuff. Uganda. I love you guys. Absolutely brilliant. Minnesota. Martinelli was immense. Let's start talking about the football, shall we? 9 minutes in, we're going to keep patting ourselves on the back because today was absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get to it, shall we? I'm going to play another video from Super Kevin Campbell. This was his assessment towards the end of the game. Here we go.
Second half report. Martinelli scored. Smith Rowe just scored. Absolutely brilliant. 2-0 Arsenal. We missed the penalty. But we've been by far the better side in the whole game, to be honest. Absolutely brilliant. Smith Rowe set up by Saka. 2-0 the Gunners. Get in there. Yes.
Super Kevin Campbell enjoying it. He's reporting on the sidelines. He's at the Emirates. You can hear the atmosphere. Absolutely brilliant tonight. And is he officially our lucky charm? We're going to have to make sure that he gets to the Emirates every single game. Can barely hear him. Let me play it once again if you couldn't hear him. He's euphorically in a euphoric atmosphere of the Emirates. It's nice to hear it buzzing. I'll play it one more time for you from Super Kev.
Second half report. Martinelli scored. Smith Rowe just scored. Absolutely brilliant. 2-0 Arsenal. We missed the penalty. But we've been by far the better side in the whole game, to be honest. Absolutely brilliant. Smith Rowe set up by Saka. 2-0 the Gunners. Get in there. Yes.
So Kev isn't on the show live tonight with me, but he will be back for Kevin Says later on this week. He's working the sidelines for broadcasters, and we were exchanging messages during the game. And, you know, we were talking about how well we started, but the pivotal part for me in the game, you guys, and you guys can let me know if you agree or disagree, was the second half. I was going back and forth with Danny Higginbotham, who is one of the pundits here on NBC television in the United States. And he made a comment about how we had no leadership on the pitch. And I challenged him with that because I actually felt for the first time in a long time, we did have leadership on the pitch. And I think Lacazette had a lot to do with that. The guy is completely inspiring. He led by example. He put the team on his shoulders. And then you could see the younger players also gravitating to that and responding to that. And I thought that was really huge. I thought Thomas Partey had one of his best games that he's had in a very long time. And what we kind of wanted him to see, he carried whoever was with him in midfield. And today that was Xhaka. I just felt that, you know, overall there were moments where we felt like West Ham were going to insert themselves, right? We had so much possession in the first half. We were able to control the tempo of the match. Our passing was the best I think it's been in a really long time. And let's be honest, the infusion of Kieran Tierney, I think, has also elevated us and changed things just a little bit tonight. It's a shame that Lacazette might not be at the club long term. I know you guys want him to score more goals. And despite the fact that he didn't convert his penalty tonight, I thought that he was absolutely brilliant. So let's get to some of our player ratings, shall we? Let me get some of your comments up as well. This is going to be not too long of a show. Kev is actually working, Anik. He's at the stadium. He sent us a couple of videos, which I've played already, and he will be back on Friday, where we'll talk a lot about this, and he's going to be posing questions to you. Tomorrow night, we're going to have the tactical squad with Josh, and we'll be looking ahead to the Leeds game as well. Completely agree with you that Martinelli was superb. Blacker has been good most of the times he's played. Should we be trying to sign him? I asked Kevin this question too, 33 Fivers, and it feels like he's on his way out, but a lot can change in football. I feel like we're trying to move on from the Wenger and Emery era. But when you see how junior players gravitate to him, he put that team on his back tonight. Let's be honest. Is there anyone else out there that doesn't agree with me? Because I think he was brilliant. And like I said, I'm not going to have any criticism tonight. Really, I'm not. Because that match was, I think, exactly what we wanted to see the Arsenal pull together, like turnkey from back to front. Yes, there were a couple of moments, but Tierney hit the crossbar. What a shot, by the way. That would have been an absolute worldie from Kieran Tierney. Martinelli had a chance, should have maybe tried it with his right foot rather than going for his left foot. But Fabianski made himself so big in that moment in the penalty box. We missed a penalty as well. We had a lot of opportunities in this match. And I do think we still need to work on our finishing and we need to be more clinical. Of course, we need to take our chances. Saka again having a lot of chances, but still collectively it came together. And then at the time I was like, why are you subbing Martin Odegaard? But then you sub him for a player like Emile Smith-Rowe, who's had to sit on the bench, maybe feels a little bit cold having sat on the bench, but comes on and scores an absolutely beautiful goal. What a finish from Emile Smith-Rowe. What have we been asking for? That we need more goals from our midfield. We can't rely on Aubameyang. We can't rely on Lacazette too much. Pepe's not playing like he used to. So you're getting goals from Martinelli. And the pass from Lacazette, the way he integrates play, the way he holds the ball up, the way he's able to take defenders with him and then open up spaces for our flanks was brilliant. And Martinelli still had a lot of work to do for that first goal. His first touch, sublime, and then he opens up his body and then finishes it in the left corner, and that was just absolutely beautiful. So for me, I felt like this was almost a flawless performance. So let's see, Ryan, come on. Are you really going to go there tonight? How's he sabotaging us? I don't feel like we sat back in the second half. I think that a lot of people were probably expecting us to sit back, and we were exchanging messages it was a Thierry Henry finish. He opened up his body. It was beautiful. I don't think we sat back like we did against Manchester United, like we left ourselves vulnerable against Everton. This was totally different. I felt like we were conservative, but with a bit of a Rottweiler attitude. You know, we didn't have to go for the game, but we didn't concede the game by sitting too deep. I don't think that we did that at all. I think that we absolutely did something that we've been wanting Arteta to do. We didn't have to go too crazy, but we never sat back tonight. There's no way that we sat back tonight. So, you know, I thought that that performance was clinical. It was inspiring. It was coming. Our dominance at home has been impressive. We've started to build a bit of a, dare I say, fortress at home, which has been lacking in many seasons. If we can capitalize on our away form as much as we do on our home form, then there's no reason why this team can't excel. And let me tell you something else, right? In fact, I'm going to put some of your comments up before I say this, because Samuel brings up a good point. The work rate of Lacazette is exactly how you utilize pace up front, unlike the way Oba usually running for running's sake. Exactly. Lacazette suits Arteta's plan a lot more than Aubameyang. He's a grafter, he's a hard worker, but what we also has, and I'm not saying Aubameyang doesn't have a good first touch and he doesn't bring in defenders with him. A talented player like him, of course, does that. But this work rate of Lacazette inspired the team. When they see their captain working like that, even when he doesn't have the ball, it's insane. Absolutely insane. And what he did tonight, regardless of whether or not he missed the penalty, he inspired the team. And Kev said a lot of the time, I'm just getting a message from Super Kev. Oh, he's sending me a picture. Let's share it right now. He's on the pitch right here. Super Kevin Campbell working away. Absolutely brilliant stuff from him tonight. Laka was immense. Let's go through the team, shall we? Ramsdale didn't have much to do. He seemed, was it me or did Ramsdale seem a little bit hesitant tonight in goal at times? Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. But he still kind of came up trumps when we needed him to, right? I thought that he did a pretty decent job. Rambo gets an 8 from Roy, gets a 7 from Patrick. Yeah, I agree. I think our chances are slowly beginning to increase because I think there's more trust. I think the more this team plays together, I think the more they come together is really important. We're seeing that build over and over. And yes, we've had some dodgy games, but I think the more Arteta trusts these players too, I think is really important. Sevens all around for Rambo. He didn't have much to do, but when he did have something to do, he did it really well. Tomiyasu, once again, absolutely solid. Let's be honest. How many clear-cut chances do you guys remember West Ham having? How many clear-cut chances do you guys remember West Ham having? Because I think they were few and far between. In fact, I'm going to give you the stats right now. Why don't we do that? Gosh, I've got to come up for some air. 700 of you in live chat. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tommy gets an 8.5, a 9. I gave Rambo an 8. Tomiyasu, is he Mr. Consistent? What's his nickname going to be? Mr. Consistent? I don't know what, but he is solid as a rock. The robots will eat you. Absolutely 100%. He's so good and he's so strong. And, you know, he doesn't lose a lot of one-on-ones on the ball, does he? He puts his body about as well. He's absolutely one of the star signings so far. He was brilliant. And he makes up a lot for what our midfield lack when he needs to pick up those loose balls, because there were a few today. And I'll tell you something, we can rely on him. He's absolutely brilliant. Let's look at some of the stats, shall we? You guys. Arsenal had 21 shots on goal. West Ham had 7. We had 8 of those on target. We had 57% possession tonight. Our pass accuracy was 84%. We had 8 fouls. They had 9. 2 yellow cards. Of course, their red card. Now, I don't really want to talk about the penalty decisions. I don't think the Saka challenge was a penalty at all. At all. I really don't. I thought the Lacazette one looked more like a penalty than in the first half than Saka's. In the second half, some people think maybe that penalty was lucky that Lacazette got, that he ended up missing. But again, luckily, those things didn't come back to bite us in the arse. I do think Fabianski did a good job saving that, but at the same time, I think Lacazette made it easy for him. The height was perfect. And in a game where he absolutely dominated and he was a beast, it was a real shame that he missed that. But I don't think that the penalties, let's just say this ended up being 1-1. I wasn't going to sit here and say we lost it because we should have had the Saka penalty or we should have had the other Lacazette penalty. I thought Dawson was brilliant tonight for them, but for him, it could have been 4 or 5-0, to be honest with you. He was a beast and he saved them. So, yeah, lots of love for Tomiyasu in the house. The pen was lucky. I agree, Herb. I really do. And, well, he wasn't given the armband, so let's relax on that. Remember, just positivity tonight. Let's try and do that. Which one's over the top? Tell me, David, and I know, but I just didn't think it was a pen. You know, we're not going to discuss all of this stuff. We have so many games and so many times where we rue VAR decisions, referees. But tonight, our team won on merit. They won on performance. They won because they were the better team. They didn't win because of officiating. They didn't win because the other team was so poor. We made them look poor. We were the better side. We made West Ham look totally average. And that is what I'm super happy about this evening. 800 of you in live chat. Please hit that like button if you dig the fact that we beat West Ham in a London derby. I am. I mean, I could sign off right now happily and not even do play ratings and give everyone a 10. Maybe Xhaka gets an 8. But Vinny wants you to hit that like button, please. And if Kev was here, he'd be brocking some necks to get at least half of that. All right, Kieran Tierney. I think he's made a massive difference coming back. And if he's fit, he starts. Now, on this show, we've also talked about Nuno playing ahead of him, and we saw that later on with the subs. But Kieran Tierney was brilliant tonight, wasn't he? Thank you very much. I feel our team were dapper tonight. I'm just leading off them. I'm just vibing off them. That shot, that was class, wasn't it? If that had gone in, my goodness, Fabianski got a little bit of a touch to that. If that was Rambo, we'd be saying it was a world-class save. I thought he did really good. I think that he brings a tenacity to the team. I think that defensively, he's better than Nuno, but that's not saying that Nuno isn't a good player. I think it's wonderful that we have these two players to choose from. So for me, Kieran Tierney gets an 8. He was on fire tonight and he was a leader on the pitch. And this is what I was arguing about with, not arguing, but conversing with Danny Higginbotham about here on NBC TV. He said that we had no leaders on the pitch. And I wrote back and I said, I beg to differ. Lacazette was a leader tonight. Saka was a leader. Martinelli was a leader. Kieran Tierney was a leader. They were a leader by performance, Martinelli and Saka. And I think Lacazette and Tierney put the team on their backs today and completely showed what leadership should actually look like. And when you continually see our players like Gabriel and Ben White and Tomiyasu and Ramsdale too, you have to start giving the club credit for the transfer window. These players have been consistent. You could argue at times that Arteta's tactics have maybe held them back because he's played too much with the handbrake on. But the trust is coming. You know, the trust is really coming. And Kevin did an episode a couple of weeks ago where he said, is it time to hand over that front line to the young players? And I think yes, but I also think yes with the caveat that they have a Lacazette with them. That was the Danny Higginbotham comment coming back to me. You still need your senior players or some senior players whether they're there or not, or they're new signings to help balance the side. And I think that's the key for us. But today I felt like most of our senior players showed up. You know, it wasn't a shit show today, you know. And let's be honest, Arteta was under the microscope today. He fired our captain from being captain. Didn't fire him from the squad, but he was fired from being captain. He made a big, bold, brave decision. And as you know, I have not been a fan of Mikel Arteta at all. And at times I've praised him. And at times I have been very harsh and criticized him for sure. But to make that decision and then for this team to come out and have this performance, he's not lost the dressing room, guys. He had them convinced of what he wanted to do. That team was together. When those goals went in, you could see that in their celebration. And you have to give him credit for that. You really, really do. And whether you're Arteta in or Arteta out, results, and 3 points are everything. Are you a man or a woman? Wow. I don't know. Are you a man or a woman? What kind of a question is that, idiot? I put up all the good, the bad, and the ugly, you guys. I moderate myself. There's 800 people in live chat right now. So as the comments come in, I put them up and I try to find all the good ones. And then I even put the bad ones in. So, you know, sometimes this kind of stuff happens. It was a 6-point game and we won. We won that. We absolutely won that. And, you know, for us to kind of have this type of result was absolutely unbelievable. So let's get to Gabriel and Ben White. Thank you, Daniel. Love you guys too. And you know what? They always want to poo-poo us. All I was seeing on Twitter was people complaining about McManaman and his commentary, the anti-Arsenal, you know, rhetoric, which is always really interesting, isn't it? Because we're a dartboard and we have been. And it's going to take us a long time to get the respect back. It's not going to just happen over one game with West Ham United. It's just not. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. Gabriel gets an 8.5. Ben White gets a 7. I agree with Universal Greek here. Welcome back, UG. 7.5. Absolutely. Kev is not appearing on the show tonight. He sent us a couple of videos, Demsec. He will be reporting on the game on Friday. So, yes, I've popped on for a little bit to talk to you guys and give my 2 cents on player ratings and share and give you guys the platform to voice yours as well. David turned McManaman off. And Kev has been an absolute legend tonight. You're right, MK. Our leader, Gabrielle, gets an 8, 7 for each defenders. I'm going to put all of your scores up. If you listen to this show regularly, you'll know that our listeners are as much part of being co-hosts as we are. And if you're new to the show, thank you so much for joining. We've had a lot of new subscribers, and we are very grateful for that. I also give the defenders 7.5. Right, let's move to the midfield. Do you guys think our midfield was the weakest link tonight? Don't want to get too negative, right? But I also feel that, you know, we have to be honest in our assessment. I felt like Tomiyasu and Tierney picked up a lot of their mess, Ben White too. And, you know, I didn't think Xhaka was great. I thought Partey was better. So, if anything, I think Xhaka did have questionable moments. Agree with you, Ryan, and he lost the ball. 854 in chat. Hit the like. Thanks, Vivek. The midfield played well. They played better, you know. The 2 midfielders get a 6 for David. Let's see. Sophie, you said it's going to be all positive. Please, let's enjoy it. Xhaka played well with a few mistakes, just like Laka and others. Overall, good performance. I am being positive. Yeah, totally. Here's our token Spurs fan, Ethelston. Thoughts on the pen. I didn't think that, I spoke about that earlier. Didn't think the Saka one was a penalty at all. I thought the Laka one in the first half was more of a penalty than the actual penalty he got that he missed. But Elliot agrees the midfield was the weakest link and needs renovation big time. I would too. Lacazette is very important to this particular squad and this particular team. He really was a total leader tonight. And tonight we picked up, the players picked up the midfield's mess a little bit. Xhaka 5, Partey 6, 6 and 8.5, 7 for Xhaka. We did keep, listen, I was afraid of Rice and we kept him quiet completely. And Xhaka did have moments where he could have scored too. Xhaka had 2 great chances. Yeah, he should have scored. He was better. But I'm just saying in a performance where I think everyone did so well, maybe, just maybe, the midfield was the weak link. And I say that loosely because I thought it was a great performance overall. Odegaard, what did you guys think of Odegaard coming off for Emil Smith-Rowe? At the time, I was like, why are you subbing him now? But again, the manager got it right. Emil Smith-Rowe came on, scored. I thought Odegaard had good moments. He didn't get his 4th goal in a row, but he's emerging into this team. He's becoming an important factor in this team, and he gives us a bit of an X factor. I think that we really need. And at the time, I was like, I was ready to pounce on Arteta, to be honest with you, and say, why are you making that sub? But in the end, you can't argue with it, and it worked out. So for me, Odegaard also gets a 7. And, you know, I think he has leadership skills. I think he's going to emerge in this team as even more of a leader as time goes by. He's captain of Norway. He plays with Haaland and captains him at international level, one of the most sought after players in the world. And I think he's going to grow into his role even more so as time goes by. So let's get some more of your comments up here. Let's see. Laka would want stupid money. Yes. I mean, yeah. Yeah. He's always pressing. Odegaard gets an 8, was very good. Enjoyed Odegaard's link with Saka, but was happy when ESR came on. Absolutely. Let's see. Arsenal women got smashed. They did. That was bad. 7 for Odegaard. Ball work rate. Yeah, he was really good. Really, really good. So, you know, and how lucky are we that we can sub Odegaard and bring on a play like Emil Smith-Rowe and he gets the goal that he does. Really quite impressive. How about Saka? I think Saka has good moments. I think even if he's not taking his chances, what that kid does is he takes players with him. He is considered, and remember, we haven't had this in a really long time with some of our squad. He is pinpointed by the opposition as a danger man. And you can see that because of the players of the opposition he takes with him when he gets the ball. And that opens up spaces for other players up front. And that is really an amazing trait to have in the team. And he needs to work on his finishing a little bit more. But once that comes, my goodness, he's going to be. We think he might be. He's world class now. Some of you might think he's world class now. I think he's a little bit off world class, but one day, someday, with that maturity level in a season or so, a couple of seasons, he's going to be absolutely brilliant. I thought he was dominant in the first half. I think he made Masiaku look so average, and he's just different gravy. And to have him in the team and to have that type of player is just a gift for our club. So Saka man of the match, says Elliot. He did have him on toast. Absolutely. He's the next 14. Ballon d'Or's being called out. Liam Brady. Yeah, I can see that. If you hate Tottenham, hit the likes. Absolutely. All 800 of you. Let's see. What else do we have in the chat for Saka? Let's take a look. Rahil says, agreed. So if Saka gets a 9, he was brilliant, star boy. 8.5 here. Let's see. Arteta out. I lost money because we only got LT having a bit of a laugh. 9s and 9s. Saka not a winger. What is he then? Another comment, Bertenkamp, about tormenting Masiaku. Absolutely. 8. Fatality dub, giving him an 8. Super Saka. Rich says Saka was superb. He's a threat every time. That's the difference. We have players now that take on the ball and are a threat every single time they get it. Martinelli, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe. I think Odegaard has a little bit more of, it's more control and what he can do with the ball as a threat to more threatening players. But we definitely have that in our locker room right now, which we haven't had before. So let's see. Saka 9, spots of weakness. Yeah, he's good. He's really good. It was good today. I don't know what else to say, to be honest with you, other than I thought we were superb today. You know, absolutely brilliant. What about Martinelli, you guys? How special is he? Saka and Martinelli. If we can keep this team together, if we can build around these young players, Martinelli, absolutely sublime on and off the ball. His defensive work rate is so impressive. For me, he edges it as man of the match over Lacazette and Saka. I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. And I just don't see how he doesn't start when he's not in the team. And that's going to be a pickle for Mikel Arteta. But this is what we've wanted for so long, isn't it? To have a play, to have a team, to have a squad where they're fighting for positions. We have a competitiveness. It's been so easy towards the end of Wenger's era, Unai's era. And even at the beginning of Arteta, he kept picking safe players, experienced players who just continually let him down. But now that trust is building, you're seeing the evolution of the team. This was a massive, massive win tonight against a very, very good West Ham team. Soph, good evening. Martinelli's just incredible. His energy is unbelievable. I love him so much. I think we all do. Energetic pressing. I thought our pressing, especially in the first half today, was brilliant. You know, and in the second half, we were so smart because we goaded them into wanting the ball, but we never really gave them the ball. That was the difference between this game and the Manchester United game. We sat way too deep against Manchester United. We showed them way too much respect and we invited all of that pressure. Whereas today, I think we teased West Ham into thinking they could pressurize us and take the ball off us. And we never really let that happen. Kev's going to get stuck into more of the nuts and bolts. And Josh is on tomorrow night on Tactical Squad to talk about the team and the performance tactically in a little bit more depth. I'm here just to do the post game tonight and be a happy Arsenal fan, not get too much stuck into tactics, because I think tonight we executed the game plan brilliantly. We used our wide players so well. I thought we were more impressive down the middle. I don't think that we suffocated ourselves with being with the opposition when they had the ball. I don't think we were afraid. We pushed up. We pressed so much better. Tomiyasu and Tierney, the insurance that they provide, whether they're coming in, I think are just brilliant. Tomiyasu just provides this layer of insurance for the back line and for the midfield that we haven't had in a really, really long time. And for those fans out there that were ragging on Mikel Arteta for benching Aubameyang and for taking the captaincy off him, this is a pivotal moment. This shows that he was able to do that and then immediately after, the day after, get a performance out of a West Ham team that have been lauded by everybody. Absolutely everybody. And I think that's huge. You know, you can talk tactics all you want. You could talk about pressing. You could talk about the two in the middle. You could talk about how we played going up front. You could talk about Lacazette holding up the ball. You could talk about Gabriel and Ben White. You could talk about all of that stuff. But the key is the manager got a performance out of a team after benching his captain. And I think credit to him. That's massive. So for me, Martinelli gets a 9, by the way. Yeah, the Nutmeggy gets a 10. And Lacazette, for me, also gets a 9. I thought he was brilliant. False manager, I think, even though he missed the penalty, like I said, I thought he was brilliant. Thank you so much for giving me a 10. I don't mind going solo post-game. I, of course, love it more when Super Kev is here. But he sent us, in case you missed it, shall we play it one more time when Martinelli got that early goal in the second half? Wow.
Yeah, Martinelli, get in there! Get in! Yes!
And in case you missed his end of game, second half report, here it is again.
Second half report. Martinelli scored. Smith Rowe just scored. Absolutely brilliant. 2-0 Arsenal. We missed the penalty. But we've been by far the better side in the whole game, to be honest. Absolutely brilliant. Smith Rowe, set up by Saka. 2-0 the Gunners. Get in there. Yes.
And I'm sure Kev would say, Andy, it was the players. He always credits the players and he's always looking dapper as well. So look, for me, it's I don't know what I said, but pretty much everyone gets like an 8.5 to a 9. The subs that come on, they did great. Emil Smith-Rowe, let's talk about him for a second. He's been benched and he comes off the bench cold and he scores a goal like that. What a player. We have got a bunch of young players who are just absolutely magic. And that goal was sublime, superb finish. And to you know, we want more shots from midfield, don't we? We want more goals from all areas of the pitch. And in a time where our forward line has suffered scoring goals, to be able to get those goals from various positions. It's been a long time that the Arsenal Football Club has had that. So just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Good evening to our Los Angeles group in the house. Don't forget, you can go to arsenallosangeles.com and donate. MK has very kindly put up a O2 shirt. Do you know what it means to part with your O2 shirt signed by Ray Parlour and Freddie Lundberg? You can donate as little as $5. You can donate whatever you want. It all counts and it all goes to help our American Gooner family and everyone who was affected by the tornadoes here in the United States. People heading into Christmas without their home, struggling. It was absolutely devastating. So well done to our Arsenal Los Angeles group here in the United States who are helping with that. Brilliant stuff. Pledging a legend shirt. Absolutely, MK. Well done to you. The future is bright, Trevor. Well said. Well said. No, do not change the team for Leeds. let Emile Smith-Rowe come off the bench again. We're going to have a lot of games coming up in December. And of course, we've got Manchester City on New Year's Day, that first day of 2022 as well. So we've got Norwich, we've got Leeds coming up. We've got the EFL Cup quarter-final against Sunderland. We're going to have some massive, massive games coming up. And listen, right now, if we can carry on this momentum, Leeds has just come off a 7-0 loss against City. Got to win that game too. Got to keep the momentum going. Let's go on another run. And let's absolutely, keep this consistency. And I say when you find a team who find a winning way, stick with them. And then you can always switch that. And to have these players come off the bench as well and have an impact is massive. So, look, it's been brilliant. What do we do with Mikel Arteta? What mark does Mikel Arteta get from us today? I'm a bit giddy. Is it wrong that I'm giddy? Oh, look, that's my lipstick right there. Is it wrong that I'm giddy? I don't think so. I'm not. I think this was the result. I was worried about this yesterday, even though I picked a 3-1 win. I'm so stoked with this performance and this result against a resolute team that is very well managed and very difficult to break down, by the way. And let's be honest. Do you guys remember? I think you do. The teams that this West Ham team have beaten this season, teams we've lost to. So the tide has to turn at some point. We have to crank it up a notch and kick it into another gear and take it to another level. You can't beat West Ham and then go get a point against Leeds or lose to Leeds. You cannot do that, especially after they got thrashed 7-0 by Manchester City. You've got to keep the momentum going. That is so important. And this this West Ham team beat the best teams in the league so far this season. And we did. We burst their bubbles. Oh, it was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. What's Newman saying, eh? Newman's in the house. I did too. I held my breath. And then when that penalty was missed, I feared the worst. Because we're conditioned to do that as Arsenal fans, aren't we? To fear the worst. But in the end, it all worked out. So you'll get more video reactions from Super Kev tomorrow. A little bit more detail. He's going to have a couple questions for you. And then he'll be back live on Friday for Kevin Says. So you won't want to miss that. I know Martinelli is just, I want to wrap him up in cotton wool and put him on my windowsill and keep him safe. Same thing with Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. They're just absolute ballers. I want them to be future legends. I want us to build around them and build this team so they stay. And with the likes of Gabriel and Tommy Arsu and Ben White and Kieran Tierney and Ramsdale in the team, this is a good unit, you guys. This is a really good unit. We still are short of a few more experienced players. But I've been very critical of Mikel Arteta. But tonight he gets a 9 from me. I know. Did some of you fall off your chair? He absolutely gets a 9. And you're right, James. Our away form is poor. And we need a statement at Leeds. And if he can get that and he can improve our away form as the season goes, it could be the making of us. It could be the absolute making of us. And don't let anyone tear you down today if you're happy and you're euphoric about this victory. Absolutely enjoy it, celebrate it against a team that has been lauded by everybody. All right? So enjoy the moment and the time. We've earned it as fans. The team has earned it tonight. If we can match our away form with our home form, we've got something to talk about. It's important. Otherwise, we could miss out on top 4 if our poor away form continues. So for me, again, I'm stoked. I'm happy. Let's build on this. Come on. No, you don't, Miss Pepe. You're just joking. You're pulling my leg, right? Nobody can be missing Pepe at this point. I don't think so anyway. We do need consistency, Rohan. Christmas is on. Inject it. Absolutely. Best performance of the season. Completely agree with you, Tabrez. You made some good points yesterday, and I hope that we didn't misunderstand some of your points and what you said. Always welcome differing opinions, but I think at the end of the day, we're on the same page. This is a pivotal moment. This is a pivotal moment. Well said, James. I'm going to get some of your extra little bits in. I know I don't want to talk about the Arsenal women. I'll address that a bit later on. My God. That was a drubbing. What was that about? Yeah, Leeds next. Nearly 500 likes. Thanks, UG. Hit it. Hit it if you love this performance. Hit it if you hate Tottenham. Oh, look, here's our token Spurs fan in chat. You can take Harry Kane off our hands if you like. We'll swap you with Martinelli. No, thank you. You can keep your legend. All right. That was a statement win. I think we're done, right? What else is there to talk about? I'm going to have Josh talk a little bit more on the tactical side tomorrow night following this match. We're going to have a preview of Leeds. Josh is going to pick his team and the team he thinks Arteta will pick. I don't think there's going to be too much of a change, but with so much football being played, maybe we'll see Martinelli rested with such few days left in between. There's going to be a lot of football that's going to be played. So we'll see what Josh says tomorrow night. May the 4th be with us. You can always rely on Lone Star Londoner to come in with a great comment. Thank you, Soph. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys after such a euphoric win. Please do hit that like button if you enjoyed the win tonight. And as I said, Super Kev will return for some questions with you on this win tonight, tomorrow, and then we'll have a live edition of Kevin Says on Friday. Stand up if you hate Tottenham. Hit the like button if you hate Tottenham. Hit the like button if you love the fact that we won tonight. Give credit to the manager, even if you don't like him, even if you've been critical of him like me. You have to give credit where it's due. This team was up for it tonight. They stood up for themselves. They had to see their captain be stripped of his armband. They came together against a very, very good West Ham team at home, under the lights, on a Wednesday night, in the freezing cold, and we did the business. Please go over to our friends at the Gooners podcast for their open mic if you want to have your say this evening. Don't forget to visit our friends at footballprizes.co.uk for their memorabilia. And of course, don't forget to visit arsenallosangeles.com to help the victims of the tornadoes here in the United States. In the meantime, God bless, stay safe, love the Arsenal, and enjoy these 3 points. Bask in the glory of a victory. Squaddies, at ease.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
It's cracked me up, honestly.